What's up, everybody? This is Gamer CJE. Welcome back to Cities Skylines. Today we're back here in my city of Stockton, and as you can see, we have a problem. We don't have enough workers. Look at this. And as you can see, we have a high demand for residential zoning, which means that we don't have enough people. This entire area right here doesn't have enough workers. So it's time to fix that problem. Let's go ahead and expand a residential zone. I think I'm going to do it basically inside of these trees right here. What I've decided to try to do at least is I'm going to see if I can link up my little side project Hilltop Village right here with this. Is it a 6-lane or a 4-lane? This 4-lane road to this 4-lane road right here. I imagine it going over the interstate to say, I'm trying to decide if it's better, because what I don't want to do is go in the middle right here and then up to here, because it's going to take up too much room. So what I might want to do is try to stay as close to the interstate as I can, then go up. That way I have this entire area that I can build in instead of wasting a big part in the middle on the road. So let's try doing that. Let's see how it works out. I believe this is this road. It is. Okay. So I'm gonna extend to, let's say, right here, and then gotta go up, across. There we go. All right, and I want to make it, there we go, as long, or as short rather. What am I trying to say? Not as short. The best grade possible, which I believe is 8 or 7 squares. I forget exactly how that works. Oh man, that's gonna look weird if I go back that way. I also have to go over this train line as well. That is not ideal. I may end up having to go right down the middle like this, because yeah. Well, you know what? Actually, I could just elevate the rail line where I need to. I think that's what I'm going to do. So, once all the trains are clear, pause, and I'm going to go ahead and go all the way to that intersection. Delete this train line. And maybe instead of what I was planning on before, what I can do is go and run parallel to the rail line. Usually I would do a big long bend in the road, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I think it's going to be fairly short. So 1, 2. 1, 2. Yeah, and then we'll go straight again. Oh man, it's not parallel. Okay. Well, we can fix that. There we go. And ooh. Alright, I'm gonna do that over again because I want it to line up correctly. Doesn't look perfect, but it's better than nothing. So that's what I'm going to roll with. And then we go straight to, say, right there maybe. And then we'll go ahead and link these up. There we go. And now we need to put back in our train line. So there's the elevated parts. Oh man. I really would rather have it elevated. I don't, instead of, you know, lower. Oh man, that's so close. Space already occupied. I'm gonna get rid of my snap points here. Oh, but I don't want to do that. Road guidelines. There we go. Oh, I can't do that because the whole point is I want it to be straight. So let's see. Did that work correctly? And do I want to keep it elevated or go back down to ground level? I think we'll go back down to ground level and meet back up. You know what? I like that. I think that looks good. That worked out well. So I basically, you know, kind of basically got what I wanted. I was wanting to go like this, but instead we went up by the railroad tracks and across. Now this accomplishes two things. Every connection that I can make with a main road, which this 4-lane is, you know, it's a main road, between different sectors of the city, makes it better for people driving because it gives them more options, gives them potentially a quicker route instead of having to drive, you know, from here up, over, down, around, down, over, up. They can just go little shortcut just like that. So the main point of this, now that we're back to it, is in adding a residential population right here to service this industrial park, the Stockton Industrial Park. So let's figure out where the best place to have folks start coming on here. And do I want to have, you know, it goes straight down to 2-lane roads here. I think what I might do, I was thinking about doing gravel roads instead of, you know, the paved roads. It does have a big difference on land value. This costs so much less to upkeep, and I think it would be a cool look in this area right here. Because this is all going to be low density. So, you know what? This is really cheap to do, so let's just try it out and see how it looks. With a little grid. So I'm going to skip every other, and maybe more than that. I'm going to skip, you know, intersections with the 4-lane road. That way, hopefully anyway, that way it should help the traffic not be quite as congested. Oh, what? Slope too steep? What slope? You're crazy. What in the world? Okay, well, it's just going to be kind of off-center then. Which, you know, that actually doesn't look too bad to have it kind of going off at an angle like that. So I will accept that. Do I want that to connect? Let's see if it doesn't. It doesn't look bad. So now I'm going to go down 1, half 2, and then we can connect using. Oh man, it's going to do the same thing to me over here. But we can connect there. Okay, so I think, oh, got that at an off angle. I'm going to run with this being, you know, dirt roads. Okay, and I think just this one more right there is going to be as far toward the interstate as I go. And then we'll just finish up these intersections between the dirt roads to finish up our grid pattern. Oops, not quite long enough there. Alright. Now this is quite a large area, so I think I'll leave this this over here for future expansion. And obviously we have to get our water put in. And when you do these grid patterns, it leaves you a really nice template for how to lay out your water lines just under the road. Gives you almost a perfect spacing so you don't waste any water lines length. Okay. Oh, probably should actually hook that to the rest of the system. There we go. And how much do we have? Water consumption. So we have 180,000 metric cubic meters. Of production before we run out, so that is good. Very good. Okay. Now, I believe, as I tend to do in these little areas, I think I'm going to find an area to build a park and have like the city center, and I think I'm going to choose to do it right here, like that. So let's get the park painted in here. Very good. Mill Hill Park. And before I'm gonna go wasting any money, you know, on building a crazy big park, let's put in our services. And our services are all gonna be in this same little area. And what I might do is even have them sort of even closed off like this. Okay. So that is temporary. I'm going to move that. I'm just figuring out my length of my road that I want to have here. Okay. Oh, that wasn't what I wanted to do, but oh well. Actually, I am going to move some stuff around here. I'm gonna move the crematorium right. You know what? No, I am gonna change all this because I want it to look how I envisioned it. So, actually, you know what? Maybe I should just leave it how it was gonna end up there, and then put a water tower, you know, in the center of everything. That would look pretty neat. So, if I put my police station right there, do I have enough room for the water tower? I think so. So let's grab a little water tower real quick. Plop it down here. Just like that, and then obviously we do need to link it up. Yeah, I like that. That's pretty neat looking. And we should, even though we have a crematorium, we should also add a cemetery, since this is a small town. It just fits in with the vibe to have a cemetery. And also, elementary school. Not planning on putting a high school, at least for now, unless there's a big, you know, major problem that it causes. Our city is already overeducated. Okay. It's time to decide where to put the commercial buildings. I don't necessarily really want to just have it by the road, you know, like I have in these other ones. It is efficient because the delivery vehicles, you know, don't have to run back here in the middle of town. And you don't have to put, you know what, I am going to just put them by the road because, you know, you don't have to mess with having residents right there by the road. Getting noise sick. Yes, that's actually a real thing that happens in this game. So, just putting in all these commercial buildings. And I am going to have, obviously, a bunch of... Maybe on almost every corner I'm going to put in some commercial buildings so people have somewhere to shop. But not on every corner. Ooh, I'm too far. There we go. And there we go. Now, time for the residential zoning. So I'm going to go right along. Just like so. But obviously I'm going to not have anybody in the center. Can't have anybody living in the park. That would never go. Alright, let's plop down our park real quick. Fortunately, I've already unlocked basically all of this stuff because I have other parks in the city which are fully developed. So that's handy because I don't have to wait for everything to get unlocked. Now this I do hate it when it happens because if you just leave it like that, then people can come into the park without going through the gate. They don't count on the counter, they don't pay, and they don't advance the level of the park. So I'm kind of a stickler for coming in through the gate, if you know what I'm saying. Gotta have the restrooms, restaurants, and info booths. Also, Obviously, gotta have the gazebos. Oop. That one right there did not get connected correctly. And let's check real quick our effectiveness here. Let's go to leisure. Alright, so over here, people are not getting happy. So, I don't think that these have to be actually connected to pathways in the park. I believe you can connect them to the road. So let's see here. Entertainment 60, 60, 100. So let's see if we can get... Oh, we can't. That is a bummer. I was hoping I could... You know what? I might be able to move the elementary school over one. Let's see if it works now. Put in that trampoline park right there. It does. Excellent. Okay. So, hopefully that moved our, you know, kind of sphere of happiness farther this direction. It's looking like I am going to have to put in, you know, some unofficial parks, not the actual city park over here, so that I have, you know, enough coverage. Okay, let's put in some more stuff that's fun. We have this chessboard deal, and, you know, a couple more gazebos, this, that, and the other. I believe that's everything. Restaurants, restrooms. The only thing I can't really put in is the park piers, because I don't have any water in the park. So I think it's going to improve how quickly people move in, you know, so let's go ahead and find something that looks good. To tourist park, entertainment 120. Oh, sweet. That's not too big. Fishing, 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 blah, blah, blah. Too big. Not worth it. There we go. Okay. I believe that that's going to put us in a pretty good place. Now, as you can see, we still have a pretty big problem. You know, because our workers are... There's just overall not enough of them, is what it looks like. Wow. You know what part of the problem is? If you look at this, look at how high our demand for commercial zoning is. And yet, even the commercial zoning doesn't have enough workers, but I don't have, you know, demand for residential zoning. Partially, you know, because I have a whole bunch of zoning that is still available, so there's not a demand for it because it's available, obviously. But these folks up here don't have enough workers. So like a third, probably not quite a third, but let's say around a third of the people that move in here are going to work at the commercial buildings that serve this area. And there's not very many people left over to add to the workforce for Stockton Industrial Park. As you can see, we have 2,517 workers, 3,750 jobs. That is a problem. Man. All right, I want to check the education level here because I do have a tool that I can use if needed to improve things here. Okay, man. The rest of the city is, you know, pretty highly educated. a lot of the city is college educated here. So, you know, I'm going to have to add in a high school up here. And one down here, I guess, you know, because, I mean, it increases the population. So I can't really just not do it, you know. I mean, look at the university. I have eligible 10,000 and only a capacity for 7,000. My university only serves really 850. So I'm going to have to just add in one of these, you know, bummer of, you know, colleges right there. And also I'm going to go ahead and just add in another elementary school up there. And eventually what's going to happen is we're not going to have the right kind of workers because they're all going to be too educated. That's not going to happen for a while, but once it happens, what I'm going to have to do is go in, do the policies, city planning, and click this Industry 4.0 right here. Industry 4.0. The new technologies alter the nature of the industrial workforce. All industrial workplaces are for well and highly educated citizens. Increased production output by 50%, reduces workplaces by 30% in zoned industry. Okay, got it. So basically what that means is all the people, let me just click on one. Right now, 3 uneducated workers. Those jobs will no longer exist for uneducated workers. They will only exist for well-educated and highly educated. In general, there will be less jobs available in industry, but that's not a big problem to me because I have other places people can work in these, in the commercial buildings, and they'll still accept educated and uneducated people to work there. So it might be time to just do it now and let the chips fall where they might. So there we go. It's going to cause all of these buildings to be destroyed and new businesses will move in, you know, which is kind of sad because, I mean, look at this area up here. They're doing fine. But this was something I was going to have to do in the city eventually anyway, you know, so it's either going to be now or it's going to be later, and I chose to do it now. Also, what this is going to do is it's going to make it so that we're more attractive to new residents, you know, because I have officially, as the mayor, changed our education policy. You now are allowed to go to high school, to college, and get a job that probably, I assume, pays more, you know. At least that's what they tell me. But anyway, enough of that. So it's going to take a while for everything to sort of settle down. We just made a big play in the economy. We've got our new residents starting to move in here, and we have decided to move our industrial base into the 21st century, allowing people to work basically in industry only if they've been to college. Or actually, wait a minute. Is it if they've been to high school or college? You know, which isn't really how the real world works. But you know, hey, if you couldn't make it through high school, didn't go to college, at least you can work at the 7-Eleven, you know, or the fashionable fashion shoppy, or what have you. Okay. So like I said, this is going to disrupt this section of the city for quite some time, I believe, until stuff sort of settles down. And especially for the residents that are moving in here, it's going to take a while for them to, you know, become educated. Like these folks here, oh, does it tell you they're uneducated? There are 8 uneducated people here. They have to go through Now, my understanding of how this works is actually these adult residents are going to stay uneducated until they die and are replaced by their children. These children, teens, young adults, will start in elementary school, go to high school, go to university, and it will actually take the number of years that you think it will for these folks to become educated. So it's a process, you know? So actually, oh man, did I lose that? No. Okay, this is the house we were just looking at, I think. One child went to teen, went from uneducated to educated, which means that they passed elementary school, are now in high school. So that's, you know, I think it's pretty cool. It's kind of neat how this game works, that it takes all this stuff into consideration. But as you can see, we have just a big mess going on in the economy right now. We've got big problems. We're down, you know, 15, 17, 20,000 a week in our city's budget, which, you know, we can handle it right now. We have a pretty big chunk of change that we can fall back on if something terrible happens, which it probably won't because I'm a good mayor. But yeah, sort of check around the rest of the city here. Everything else in general, you know, is looking fairly good. Our big population, so like this is a big percentage of our population right here. Cedar Heights alone has almost 13,000. Underhill Hills is no residential, and this isn't residential either. This is a big shopping district, as you can see, but this right here has quite a bit of population. This as well. All of this is I think entirely low density residential with some mixed density commercial. This area over here is all high density residential, commercial, office, and industrial mix. So there's a lot of folks here. Let's see, do I have this? And I don't have, I'm curious now. Let's see how this area is doing. Let's see what awesome name it gives us. Beach Heights. Okay, right here we have 24,000 folks, 6,730 households, 10,057 workers, and it doesn't tell us our education layout. Now we have 6,000 seniors in this area. Do we have senior care? You know, let's plop a few of those in here. Give our elderly folk some access to better health care. You know, they've done a lot of work for us over the years. Elder care. Oh my goodness, there's only 68 elder care users in the city? That's kind of crazy. I would have thought it would be way more than that. Let's check in on our oil company here. Producing lots and lots of oil, you know, petroleum and plastics. We are almost, I think we'll end this video maybe when we get to 75,000. As long as it's not too long from now. Because I think we've pretty much accomplished, you know, what we were setting out to accomplish in this video. We've got, you know, a new population center set up, starting to get going. You know, I mean, it's not where it needs to be, and we've taken big steps to move our industrial base into the future. So I am hoping that all of this is going to be beneficial for the citizens of Stockton. And let's see, did I accidentally leave in a stoplight? Let's get rid of that stoplight. Get rid of all the stoplights. It just makes traffic worse. We are a metropolis. Look at that. We have airports, which I've already built airports. And Megalopolis is up next. I have a mod that already unlocked all that for me, but we will have monuments and more airport stuff, which doesn't matter because I already have airports. But as you can see, we have achieved 75,000 people in our city. And with that, I'm going to end this one. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing and liking the video, and join me next time.